Castleford here at Weldon Road. Now, Widnes have been feeling the strain just a little lately, but their flair has kept them just in the driving seat.
Hume to a fire down the touchline, back inside Darren Wright, and Widnes are turning it on now, and Alan Tate gets Widnes' second try in the space of 2 minutes.
Well, that try brought Widnes 2 precious points and first place in the championship. If they win tonight and Wigan lose, they'd be uncatchable. If they both win, it'll all be decided when the two clubs meet on Sunday, and SCRUMDOWN will be there too. For Leeds to have a chance, Widnes and Wigan would both have to lose tonight. And it's Wigan who are in the best form of all. They have key players unavailable, of course. Andy Gregory injured, Kevin Iro ineligible. But all the men who are on the field are on top of their game. Never better than in this flowing move to clinch their 15th successive win against Salford on Sunday. A team with reserves like Mark Preston is a team to be feared. Well, Wigan tonight are at home to their great rival St Helens. Highlights from Central Park later on SCRUMDOWN. Here at Weldon Road, has the Aussie factor brought about Castleford's astonishing demise? Until Ronnie Gibbs joined Gary Belcher back in their native Australia, they led the championship. Since then, they've won just 1 point. The question tonight, do they have the pride to reproduce the form that took them to the Yorkshire Cup final?
That's the potential that these men from Widnes face tonight as they run out without 4 injured men. Jonathan Davis with a dead leg, Phil McKenzie calf, David Hume thigh, and Derek Pike who has flu. The good news for them is that Alan Tate has passed a fitness test. David Myers comes in for Davis, Andy Sullivan makes a rare appearance at scrum half, and Richie Ayres switches to hooker in place of McKenzie. Dave Smith's on the bench for the first time alongside Paul Moriarty. Well, Castleford badly want to win, not just for pride and the money, but also to claim a top 4 spot, which secures a home tie in the championship. Their team news, a first full game for Terry McAllister, 17 years of age, who made his debut as substitute in the defeat at Oldham on Sunday, and Kevin Ward, astonishingly, plays, even though he's due for a hernia operation. Malcolm, you know from your Castleford days Kevin Ward very well. That's astonishing, playing with a hernia.
Well, Kevin, I don't know just the extent of the injury, but obviously the specialist said that he could continue playing. I wouldn't imagine being in too much pain, but Kevin's quite capable of inspiring people out there today. I'm sure Gerald van der Velde will be looking very much to him to do this job.
The pundits look at Castleford's slump and say it must be Widnes tonight.
Well, yes, everything would suggest that. I mean, they have everything to play for. They need to win the next 2 games to win the championship. But I wouldn't write Daddle's lads off because there's a lot of spirit in the squad, and I do know they'll be coming out to try and spring a surprise.
Malcolm, thanks very much indeed. We'll see what happens and look forward to seeing you again at half-time. So we're more or less all set. Terrific atmosphere. 8 months' work could be decided in the next 80 minutes. Here now are match commentators David Watkins. At first, John Hell.
Andy Currier sets the game in motion, and what a big match this one is. Widnes simply have to win. In their own minds anyway. Of course, it's all looking towards Sunday in Wigan, very much on their minds. Castleford just want some self-respect back after the horrendous run they've had. Quite dramatic collapse in fortunes. So the first penalty was awarded to Castleford there, and Martin Kettridge hoofs it into the crowd. And here is Kettridge. It's been a long, hard season for all these players, David.
It certainly has, but no game is easy, and as you said, Castle will be looking for pride. Widnes have got to win, so we are in for a good night tonight.
Joyner. Again, Joyner involved, and Kettridge put the ball down. First score of the night goes to Widnes. Now then, can they utilise the speed they've got in their backs There's Alan Tate, who's got a lot of that space and speed coming into the line there. Colotto. Sorensen did well to take that pass, and Andy Currier sets off down that right-hand touchline, and Andy Currier's pace tremendous. A good kick ahead as well too. David Myers is following it up and bravely diving on the ball. Mark Gibson. There again, we saw the pace of Currier, and it could have been almost identical to the try he scored last week.
Yes, it was. It was amazing turn of speed, that, and I thought he was rather unfortunate because it looked quite clearly that he pushed off without the ball.
Oh, and Castleford have lost it inside their own 25, and Widnes trying to move it along the line. Good tackling from Tony Marchant, though. Oh, and the ball squirted out of Colotto's grasp and gratefully taken by Marchant. Penalty awarded by referee Jerry Kershaw from Leasingwold. We've seen a lot of Jerry on Scrumdown in recent weeks. Well, in the absence of Jonathan Davis, the goal-kicking duties have been handed back to Andy Currier. He's already landed 97 goals this season. Not going to count. Sent the ball out of the ground, but not between the posts. Ward again. One of those great bulldozing runs of his, but there was a little bit too much eagerness there to get the ball away, and the ball was knocked forward. Castleford recently quite appalling record after that marvellous start they had to the season. So still no points in the game. The ball is going to come out on the Widnes side, and here's Andy Sullivan. Oh, it was a sloppy pass given, and the referee has again awarded the knock-on. David, how do you think Widnes are going to cope tonight without the likes of David Hume, who's been such an integral part of their side?
Well, they're already showing a nervous start, and it is. I mean, there's so much on the game tonight. They know they have to win. Castleford have fired up as well. They are putting everything into it, and they are dictating play at the moment.
And they've got the ball. Ketteridge going on to Dean Blankley's pass there, and here is Dean Blankley again at scrum half. Keith England. Head down England, and coming up now on the charge again to support is Kevin Ward. Goodness me, that was a bulldozing run from Ward, and he's in the mood. And Castleford really here are camped just outside the Widnes line. The long pass, and it's well taken as well by fullback Gibson. Last tackle, so we can expect a little kick from John Joyner, straight to a nil. Well, a couple of weeks ago I saw the match between these two sides at Norton Park, where Castleford had a lot of the play but simply couldn't get over the Widnes try line, and as soon as Widnes got the ball they raced away and scored. Well,
this is something they'll have to be careful for tonight, but they certainly are fired up, and they're playing with more fire and more effort than they've played in for a number of games.
Especially Kevin Ward here, he's had a rip-roaring start to the match. Well, Castleford fans roaring as Dean Blankley gets to within 5 yards and still wants to get his pass away. Straight under the posts. As Dean Sampson held. This is enterprising for Castleford, and Tony Marchant this time takes it. And has he gone over? Yes. And Tony Marchant shows his joy. The huge long ball out to him gave him the chance to squeeze over. It looked as though he might be turned on his back, but Marchant gets his reward.
Well, Cass have been pressed now. They've been pressing this Widnes defence. That ball was ricocheted to Marchant. This time he thinks himself he's going to get in, and get in he does.
So awkward kick for Martin Ketteridge, but he's landed 116 this season, but I'm afraid that's not one of the better efforts. So Castleford get the first points of the game. Quite sure that Malcolm really will be watching the performances of several players here with interest. Some already in the Great Britain squad and some not. And here's a tremendous run from Tate. Oh, he really carried the fight to Widnes there. This is magnificent running from Tate. Oh, when he throws the ball out, he wasn't quite sure where a fire was, I don't think, there. They didn't quite get that in unison.
I mean, it's a marvellous run here. He takes this ball in the burst and he goes round this man with sheer pace. He steadies himself up, takes the right alternative by coming back inside. Now this is the part where it all went wrong. Instead of hanging on to the ball here, he tried to throw a pass in an impossible position, a result of which Cass took possession.
An exciting player Alan Tate is, though, and he looks to me like one of those players who is still as fresh as he was at the start of the season. We saw Widnes struggle to beat Hull Kingston Rovers at the weekend, and it looks as though it might be quite a struggle for them again tonight.
I think one of the problems they always have when you're the champions from last year, you have to play well all the time.
Here's Colotto then. Oh, he's such a strong runner, this man. Andy Carrier setting up for the line, and Andy Carrier is going to score for Widnes. What a fine try. Again, it was Colotto initially. Carrier somehow bows up in the right place at the right time on so many occasions, and at long last the Widnes fans are the ones who are cheering.
Well, they wanted something spectacular. They've been taking the brunt of this Castleford side, and here it is. Richard Ayres takes the ball out of defence, and Colotto here takes the ball on the burst. They say how fine, fit and strong this guy is. He takes on the full-back here. He's still able to slip the ball up. Andy Carrier, we already saw the turn of speed that he has now left the defence in his wake as he crosses for a marvellous try.
We're just halfway through the first half. Scores level. After Carrier's 18th try of the season. And to go with it, goal number 98. Widnes are in the lead. 6-4 it is. Joyner, again he might look for the long pass. Oh no, he's going through himself. John Joyner, the ball inside. And if Chapman can pick it up, they can keep going because there was no forward pass, but now the touch judge has his flag up. But John Joyner is proving highly influential.
Well, he is. He's such a good footballer, and when he's on song, as he obviously is now tonight, he can start probing for those little gaps, and his timing of a pass is absolutely perfect. And if people can come with him, as these youngsters are tonight, he's really putting the Widnes defence under pressure.
Widnes conceded a penalty there. And Ketteridge will have a crack. He wants to try and get Castleford level again. Ketteridge's kick seems to produce a roar to me. It does indeed. Well, he's smiling. And he's a right to smile. 6 apiece, and he hasn't kicked many better ones than that. Let's nip down to the touchline to Nick.
Darren, you must be fairly pleased with the way it's gone so far.
Yeah, there's a long way to go. It's only 20 minutes in the first half, so, you know, but obviously we're putting a fair bit of pressure on them, and they are cracking, so it's looking good if we can maintain the pressure.
You'd have thought John Joyner playing stand-up all season.
Yeah, well, he's a class player, you know, so you know, I'd just like to see him finish the 80 minutes there. Obviously, we're going to put some pressure on him.
Thanks very much indeed, Darryl. John?
Moriarty's tackle, he's certainly not shirking anything there, the former Rugby Union man. And Kevin Ward, he's an almighty proposition, and he's on the charge. Good players acting half-back from Beardmore. They've got over to halfway, as you can see here under the lights at Weldon Road. And they've gone offside. John Joyner looks around, looks for Martin Ketteridge, who probably fancies his chances now. Having just kicked one, I think he's going to try again. crucial kick for Martin Ketteridge. 6 apiece as he runs up here. A chance to nose Castleford in front. And the shouts will tell you that that's 2 out of 2 for Ketteridge in 3 or 4 minutes. Castleford lead 8-6.
Well, that's as 2 good goals as you'll ever see. He's obviously now got the confidence. When you put one over as a kicker from the touchline, you know it could be a night. He wanted to take that one then, and he most certainly made sure of that from something like 40, 45 metres.
A kick through by Paul Hume. Fumbled, knocked forward and out. So it wasn't a bad kick from Paul Hume at all. Back in the loose forward position now, having played at scrum half at the weekend. Got a nice black eye to show for it there, the former Halton Hornets man. Widnes' ball out of the scrum now, and this could well be dangerous. On Darren Wright, 15 yards out. It's the first time that Castleford have had to defend their own line over the last few minutes. As Richard Ayres takes it to within maybe 10-12 yards. It's tries Widnes won't. Sorensen asks Colotto to make inroads once more. No room for the Tongan that time. Dowd. Oh, Dowd running straight into trouble. So Castleford's tackling good at the moment. There's 2 more tackles left in which to try and conjure up something. Ayres. It's not as inspired from Widnes as some of the play we've seen from them this season. And here's the up and under. Oh, was tricky for a side to defend against. And what's happening here? I think the try's been given, and they're hauling up Colotto. And the Tongan has done it. So try number 2 for Widnes, and it looked a tricky kick, and it was too tricky for Castleford to handle.
Well, they put a lot of pressure on the defence now, and they're changing the tactic. They've tried everything they can do to run it. It was a huge up and under. There were 2 men standing under the post waiting for it to come down. The ball fell loose. Colotto first on it, and that's an important try, as important as any one they'll score tonight.
And with Currier's goal, Widnes go 12-8 in front. Ketteridge, now it's his turn to try the high kick and to put Widnes under pressure, and this time a fire makes a splendid catch. Darrell van der Velde and Mick Morgan on his left. They're not twins, by the way. They do look alike, I must say, Darrell van der Velde and Mick Morgan. They've got slightly different accents. We're moving now into injury time in this first half. As indeed, the hooter has sounded. Well, David, an entertaining half, and Widnes with their noses just in front. Well,
it certainly is. Castleford have played exceptionally well tonight. They put behind all their troubles and come out here to make a game of it. But Widnes have showed some class, and 2 of their tries have been exemplary, outstanding examples of what a championship is all about.
And as the players go off, the news from Central Park, where they kicked off at 7:45, quarter of an hour later to here, is that St Helens are actually leading Wigan, so that's an interesting scoreline for you. But here at half-time at Weldon Road, Castleford 8, Widnes 12. The tries, Tony Marchant for Castleford, Andy Currier and Imose Colotto for Widnes. We'll be back after the break.
Surprised you a little bit?
Well, they've certainly put in a spirited effort in. Kevin Ward, injury or not, he's playing the game of his life out there. I think they're a bit unfortunate to be behind. That high ball put up to Gibson, where Colotto scored. Bit fortunate for Widnes, but nevertheless, they're in front marginally.
And in your heart of hearts, Wigan are losing it at this stage. You must be a little bit hopeful yourself.
Yes, I hope Castleford come up this evening and knock them off.
Michael, thanks very much indeed. The second half just about to get underway. Here's John Hill.
And away we go. With Ketteridge hoisting that one high into the Castleford lights for Richie Ayres. Playing at hooker, of course, in place of the injured Phil McKenzie. Widnes, of course, also have David Hume out of the side, and Derek Pike, who got flu this morning, to ring in to say he was unavailable. But in that first half, the scrums went to Castleford's way, 6-5, and they also took 2 against the head, so well done there to Kevin Beardmore. Widnes conceding 2 more penalties than Castleford, only 6 though on an occasion like this. That's a tribute to the players, and both sides made 7 errors. Again, it's Marchant and a fire there together. They've untangled the legs, we're away again. It's certainly interesting to hear Malcolm saying there about Kevin Ward playing the game of his life, and I certainly thought he put in a stout effort.
Yes, he does, but he's, it was said before the game, it's inspiration to have him in the side. And when he's on form and running like that, he gets rid of the ball so well in the tackle with 2 and 3 defenders taken in. It makes a heck of a difference to the side.
Oh, terrible time to put the ball down, and he's given Colotto the chance to go all the way, and they will not stop the Tongan. Imosi Colotto gets his 2nd try of this game. What a start for Widnes to the second half, and a disastrous error. We were talking about the errors in play, and a disastrous one for Castleford to make at the start of the second half. The ball came out of the hand, picked up by Colotto, and he did rest on a 50-yard gallop.
Well, Widnes wanted a good start this half, and they put the ball to ground, and this is the start they really wanted. Colotto picks it up. We've said about the speed of this man, the size of him as well, and he leaves all the Castleford defence behind. A very important try. It's interesting to note when he crosses over here, how he tries to cut in under the post, and England, coming back as all good players should do, still makes the attempt to tackle him, to try and hold him up, not to be able to put the ball down.
Here's Andy Currier, attempting to convert Colotto's 2nd try, and successfully attempting it too. 18-8 it is. And he must think this is his lucky ground. 2 tries here in the Cup, 2 tries here in the league match as well.
Well, this is the pass that was put down, running it out to defence. That's the time when you've got to hang on to your passes. Colotto now is his head back. He's going away from the defence. The backs all lined out, waiting for the pass for themselves. Couldn't get a hold of him, no one at all. And he crosses for the try. What a start to the second half.
Castleford are taking off young Paul Crabtree and replacing him with another youngster, Phil Murphy, who scored at Widnes in that defeat 2 weeks ago. So away goes Crabtree. Don't think he's injured, and here come Widnes now with a chance to use their pace. They've so much of it in the 3-quarter line. Sorensen now. Neil. For someone like Kurt Sorensen, David, it must be very strenuous playing 2 games in 4 days.
I think it's strenuous for them all, and a lot has to be said about it. But honestly, Van der Velde said that there's far too much rugby played in the last part of the game.
I think there's going to be trouble here. O'Neill appeared to lash out there at Dean Sampson, who has stayed down, absolutely flattened. The touch judge flagged immediately. Came on to have words with Jerry Kershaw. And depending on what the touch judge says, well, a penalty certainly has been given against O'Neill there. Kettridge is going to kick a goal. Castleford do need more points on the board.
Well, this is where the incident happened. It was a tackle there of players, but I mean, I don't think I saw anything happen there at all.
Kettridge has done a good job in terms of kicking so far tonight. And that's another beauty. Well, he's certainly got his eye in as Martin Kettridge, and he's narrowed the gap, 18-10. Sorensen rather eager to get that ball away. He's done just that for Alan Tate. Forced back. Dowd's kick through. England again. England times those runs very well. He just hangs back a little bit, but gives himself extra impetus.
Well, you can't ever fault him for commitment, whether it be tackling or taking the ball out of defence and running on attack. He really does put everything into it.
Now Gibson with a kick, which looks pretty good. It's an excellent kick from Gibson, who's done very well at full-back.
Well, he's had a fine game, justifiably proud of it as well. He's made only one mistake all through the game, and that was only knocked on near his line. Apart from that, he's fielded impeccably, he's run the ball out of defence, and that was a superb kick to touch.
And it's Castleford's put in. She goes, and out she comes as well for Castleford. Now then, what can Joyner conjure up for? Now tries to run through a gap, finds there is none once Ayres gets in there with Dowd. Really a try now for Castleford would give us a grandstand finish, and Kettridge gets the ball in for Chapman, just knocked on with a line almost at his mercy, and a fire has picked it up, and a fire comes round the back of the sticks and feeds it out to Myers. Now then, Myers has a chance to come down the touchline, cuts back inside, looks for the supporting of fire again, and four Castleford men haul David Myers, who's a gritty performer, down to ground. Now a fire is sprinting back to get back into his left wing position, and you might see him pop up in a second or two if they get that ball away for him. O'Neill runs on out, and O'Neill is making good yardage here for Widnes, and the ball is flying through the Widnes hands now. They're really keeping it going, and this is splendid play from Widnes, really, to keep this move alive. Dowd, and at long last somebody's brought to ground. They've made a good 50 yards progress there, Widnes. They must have gone through 20 pairs of hands. Oh, Colotto sold an outrageous dummy. Seems to be playing with a bit of a shoulder injury. Sorensen, a huge pass out for Myers, and what a good ball it was, and Myers cuts inside, and Myers is still going, still Myers. 15 yards out and wants to get the pass away. I thought he was going to go under the sticks then. Sorensen's pass opened the way for him. And he's a good runner. Widnes again looking for the try as Dowd kicks over the top, and a safe catch. Widnes tap, the Castleford tap on the 25. But it just shows that Widnes have the strength in reserve now when someone like Myers comes in and plays as well as that.
Well, yes, they are playing super football now. They're passing the ball out, and the man is running onto the ball. The backing up is there as well, and it's making it highly entertaining stuff. And that was a super run by young Myers. He really took his chance as well. He came inside. It was only lack of support in the end that failed to score a try.
Erpin's kick through, and Deliriga for a fire. We still can't get on the try sheet. And among the interested spectators, Jonathan Davis there in the red and white tracksuit, and other Widnes players, Tony Milo, Rick Thackeray, Phil McKenzie. Castleford's penalty. The game far from dead at 18-10.
Well, it is. It only means one big throw. I mean, what Widnes want to do is to try to clinch it, I suppose, really. But of course, Cass know that one try can get them really back into the game.
Well, here they come now, with Beardmore for England. My goodness, he's run well tonight. Big roar from the crowd. Well, it strikes me, despite all their recent form, Castleford are giving it one really last big effort to rescue their season here, as Kevin Ward drives in once more. And as always, it takes 3 to nail him. Joyner thought of the floated pass. Murphy. Again, it'll be Joyner. Oh, it's put down. And 6 more tackles, says referee Kershaw. Kettridge, he's kept going, and Martin Kettridge is only a couple of yards out. In fact, Kettridge is over. What a fine try, a spirited effort from the loose forward. And Martin Kettridge has brought Cass right back into the fight. He's having a splendid game, is Kettridge. He's run with terrific purpose, as he did there. And over he goes.
Well, they haven't given up at all. They've plugged away now at this Widnes defence. They've said, come on, Widnes, enough of this, you've been yours. Kettridge goes with the power that he takes 2 tacklers over with him.
Castleford 14, Widnes 18. The kick to come. And if he's successful, there'll be only 2 points in it. And that's the way it is. Kettridge is giving an inspired performance.
Well, his goal kicking has been super. But watch this now. Let's see what he takes the ball. He decides that he's going to do the dummy rundown, changes his mind, and it's sheer weight and speed and power that takes him across for the try.
He's had a really good game as Martin Kettridge. So 118 goals for him now, and his 3rd try of the season. Midway through the second half, and Keith England again comes roaring over halfway. This has got the Castleford crowd really behind their team now. Was Kevin Ward. Thunders forward. Widnes certainly knew they'd been in a match at Hull KR last Sunday. They're in another one now. And high, a huge kick from Kettridge. Oh, what a fine take. That was a magnificent catch, it really was. In fact, the referee has awarded a penalty for offside, but it was still a super take.
Well, he's been impeccable at full-back. He was again last week. I mean, he's done everything that's been asked of him at full-back. He kicks out of defence. Now, this is the model of full-back play. Never once did he take his eye off the ball at all, a result of which he cradled it safely, only to be knocked down by an offside tackle.
And the Fire is going to take it himself. And shows it and tries to burst through the middle. There's obviously a ploy on the Fire's part, but they've managed to stop him. But can they stop the rest of the team? Good bit of ball handling there, and Colotto keeps it going. Now Ayres held him up. Widnes regroup, and again Colotto comes barging in, whether he's got a patch shoulder or not. Widnes leading 18-16 inside the last quarter of the game. And the short ball is for Barry Dowd. Desperate defending now for Castleford. They know that they're going to have to defend their line, and Sorensen spins out of one tackle. But Castleford have taken Widnes to the 5th tackle. Dowd thought of a drop. Colotto, now he'll kick it up in the air, and Myers is coming through here, and Myers could score for Widnes with a kindly bounce. It wasn't kindly, and a penalty awarded to Castleford. That's why Ward is a Great Britain prop forward. He always takes play well into the opposition territory. Keeps running, as England does too, and the ball got away. An unfortunate fumble by Murphy. Curses his luck. Nobody will know more than himself.
Well, that's what's let him down on a number of occasions. They've had 1-2 good plunges, taken out the heart of the defence, brought it in, and when the ball is then moved out, I really do feel John Joyner should come into those situations, not leave it to anybody else, because he's such a good player in those situations.
Important scrum that for Ayres to win for Widnes. He's not the regular hooker, of course. As Carlotta once more sets off. Oh, and he gets the ball away in the tackle, and Fire is here. And Fire's got his try. Oh, isn't he joyful? The Fire knew exactly what was on there. He throws the ball into the crowd, takes the congratulations of the Widnes fans. The Fire's broken what was for him a barren run. Once the ball was in his hands, he was on his way. And what a try for Widnes to get at this stage. Nobody celebrates a try quite like Martin of Fire.
Well, he's every justification to do it, but you can't afford to make mistakes. And this guy, Carlotta, again, takes on defenders, pushes them up, top of his strength, nobody goes low. They fail to do it again, he passes. Now Hume picks up the ball here. It's his determined run-in, brings it into a Fire, and the gap has opened up for him. And when you're in that position, as you can rightly see, he knows what he wants to do here and now, and he goes over for a tremendous drive.
I swear he was singing on the way there. What a vital try. And an important conversion by Kerrier. Widnes stretched their lead. A Fire gets try number 51 of the season and 49 of them for Widnes, who lead 24-16.
Well, watch it, Carlotta. I mean, this is taking on defences. When you come from depth and you run hard, you can brush off defenders. Nobody decides to go low, a result of which he can still get the ball away. But Paul Hume is following up here. Now, a Fire, like all wings should do, comes back inside. When he comes back inside, there's very little likelihood of any defender catching him once he sees the line in front of him, and that's the line he's going for.
And he's got the ball in his hands again. Well, he wants another one. He's got a taste of the action now, and a Fire through the middle. Lobs the ball out for Kerrier, and it wasn't a good pass. And a Fire is angry with himself. He could have had 2 tries in a minute there.
Well, that was a lackadaisical pass then. He took his time with it and threw it out. It obviously went forward. The referee was quite right. The linesman has brought up play as well here at the moment, and it means now it's a drop out under the post for Widnes. So Castleford will retain possession. Quite unusual. I didn't see exactly what happened then, but the referee, the linesman obviously came on, picked them up on something, as a result of which it's Widnes to drop out from under their own post.
Yes, it begs the question as to whether a Fire would have been allowed to have scored a try there, whether they'd have brought them all the way back, which would have caused a few ructions. Gibson for Castleford. So again, news of that. A Fire try will have travelled over the Pennines to Central Park. And I'm sure when the Widnes players come off here, they'll want to know what's been happening over at Central Park, and they'll have to wait a quarter of an hour for the final scoreline from there with a later kick-off. As Kettridge kicks on. Oh, and it's taken by the substitute Murphy. A Fire pulls him down, but Murphy has made it to the line. The substitute brings Castleford into it again. Oh, he spilled a pass only a couple of minutes ago, and now he's got joy written all over his face. Phil Murphy, 3 tries in 4 games of first-team rugby.
A lack of attention here to detail, but he takes the kick here, he knocks it over the top. It's a superb kick, but the substitute goes for it, he kindly bows. Now he really makes for the line, the defence is coming across, a Fire gets hold of him, but there's no doubt about it, he carries himself over the line.
So, well done to young Phil Murphy. He's scored in both matches against Widnes this season, but not many players can say that. And Kettridge here to try and tag on 2 more. he does. They're giving us a storming night at Weldon Road. Kettridge's kick. It's Castleford 22, Widnes 24. Well, Castleford want to bring on their second substitute, Neil Batty. Neil Batty takes the place of Kevin Ward, who rather trudges off, almost disconsolate. I think he fancied staying on for the full 80 minutes, but he's done a manful job, especially bearing in mind that hernia operation that's on its way. And a deserved pat from Daniel van der Velde. 6,443 the crowd here at Weldon Road, and I would dare to bet that not one of them has left the ground. Not with less than 5 minutes to go and just 2 points in. And Castleford have gone... No, they haven't. I thought somebody had gone offside, but Jerry Kershaw's given the penalty the other way.
Well, that's interesting. He's done that twice. What's happening here is that when Widnes are playing the ball, one of their own players is standing in front of the man who's actually playing the ball. They caught Kurt Sollison doing it earlier, and it was Currier's turn to get caught then, and that's given Castleford an advantage.
Kettridge's kick brings Castleford to the edge of the Widnes 25 once more, with that man Beefy England. Murphy, the sub who scored. Joyner, they could be in trouble out on that far side, and it's going to be a try for Castleford. Is it in the corner? No, the touch judge's flag has gone up, despite the roars of the crowd. Terry McAllister, well, if he'd have got a try on his debut against Widnes, that would have been storybook stuff.
Well, it's brilliant stuff now, isn't it? But again, it's this man Joyner here. Watch him now. He just soaks up the defence, throws out a superb long ball, and he really hairs for the line here. And his desperate defence by 2-3 Widnes defenders hits the corner flag down.
From Central Park, latest news, Wigan 14, St Helens 7 now, so Wigan have come behind. But Castleford has stolen the ball, that man Kettridge had. He's had a fantastic game, and Chapman has got to try and get in at the corner, squeezed out. They so badly wanted to win, did Castleford, this one. Cassie's ball. Is there still one final shot in the locker? Gibson. Literally seconds now. A grandstand finish at Weldon Road as England, as he's done all night, comes surging forward. And Castleford is still looking for a match-winning try. Kettridge will kick to that corner again. This is crucial. And Alan Tate once more takes it. The hooter sounds a famous win, I'm sure, for Widnes in the final analysis. They've scraped home by 2 points. A great deal of pride, though, for Castleford. And let's hear now from Widnes coach Dougie Lawton with Nick.
Dougie, we were thinking if you weren't Gray, whether you'd gone Gray watching that.
Aye, good old raising that, wasn't it? Anyway, we've won, that's the main thing.
They gave you a very stiff test, didn't they?
Yeah, they played very well, haven't they? They've come and having a proper do, they have, Cats, to be honest.
Were you happy with your own team's performance?
Yeah, we played very hard, seen all the football with that. But Cats have, as you say, played very well. We give it a go.
You didn't enjoy watching it, did you?
No, not one bit today.
Thanks very much indeed, Doug. Martin O'Fire is joining us as well. Martin, obviously it wasn't a lot of fun. Wasn't a lot of fun playing with it, I think, was it?
No, well, you know, it was a bit like a cup tie at the end, and wasn't much football played. Just a case of holding on at the end of the day, having more points than Castleford, and we did. All credit to them, you know, they came out, gave us a hard game, you know, on their home patch, but all credit to our lads as well.
You enjoyed your try, didn't you?
Oh, very much so, yeah. Haven't scored for a few weeks, so it's good to get that one on the board as well.
Well done, Martin, thanks very much indeed. John Hell.
Well, he summed it up there, didn't he? 2 points the difference, that's all that matters. He got one of the tries, Colotto got 2, Currier got 1 for Widnes. Marchant, Kettridge and Murphy in a thrilling game for Castleford. Let's find out who the man of the match is. He's with David.
Well, they don't come any harder or more exciting in tonight's game here at Weldon Road. But for me, the man of the match award tonight, the Stones Bitter man of the match award, that is, goes to Moso Colotto.
The Tongan Giant.
Congratulations, all on Sunday's game now, I believe, or it could be.
Yep. So yeah. Man of many words. Yep.
Did you enjoy tonight?
Very much.
Congratulations. Congratulations and well done.
Thank you.